And we are back. Welcome to the Union Brethren, the Union Sisters. I am Scott, the big guy Farrar. That's Mike, the Grand Poobah Parazzini. And today we have with us one of our new ironworkers, Nick Feeks. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for taking the time. We know preseason, it's time for recovery on a Tuesday. I believe you guys had the day off. So unfortunately, we're ruining this day off a little bit, but this is the fun part. But yeah, we're gonna interview Nick in a little bit, and what me and Mike really want to talk about is if you guys haven't gotten your season tickets already, Rooney just dropped the perks package of what you get being a season ticket holder. Now I've been a season ticket holder since 2019, and this is the first time that they've actually shown and extended what the perks package is going to be. I know, unfortunately, Mike, due to the well, first of all, Mike's one of those guys that he's like, oh, I gotta. Playing an old boys game. Meanwhile, he's like 23. I got to play an old boys game down in Virginia. I'm not going to make the match. He does that kind of shit. So unfortunately, he doesn't do his season tickets. But they do have 3-game packages in 2 different sets. They have the West Coast package, which features 3 West Coast teams, and then the rivalry package, which features OGs, Free Jacks, and I believe Atlanta. So you can check out those ticket packages. But we're talking about the season tickets, right? There's our boy Jason Zimmerman. He's the number one Rooney fan there, Nick. He's going to be sitting behind me this season, so I'm definitely going to introduce you. He drives all the way from Pennsylvania and has had season tickets the last 3 years. He's a really dedicated fan. Yeah, exactly. I was complaining about my drive, and he comes from 3 states away, and he puts the big guy to shame. But one of the things Jason's going to get is going to be an exclusive members gift to be picked up at the stadium. He has exclusive access to merch benefits, which means early releases, discounts, and limited edition items, again, only for season ticket members. Be part of the changing skyline in 2023. You can go to rugbynewyork.com/tickets. I happen to be one of the early season ticket holders this year. I got to pick my seats. I'm very happy with them. Me and my father are going to be sitting together finally. Usually he comes in late. I convinced him to come in early so we could sit together. Because, he's just old and doesn't do the internet for tickets thing. He was like, oh, I'm going to buy it at the box office. I'm like, great, you're going to be sitting all the way over there, and I'm going to be sitting right in the middle. We're going to have issues. But you also get exclusive members-only game experiences. You get assigned seats to all 8 home games, so you're not running around trying to figure out where your seats are going to be. It's the lowest per-game price point out of all the ticket packages. Is the 8-game per season, 8-game full-season ticket package. You also get renewable seat location and priority upgrades if you want to for the next season. And the other thing you get is priority tickets to home matches for the playoffs and the conference finals and the Shield final if we get there, which is something, trust me, as a Rooney fan, you're going to want that priority. We have yet to have a playoff game home in New York. I can't wait to do that. Hopefully this will be the year. Again, go to rugbynewyork.com/tickets. Get your friggin' season tickets. Sit with the big guy. Have some beers. Watch Nick and the boys throw the pill around a little bit, and let's win another friggin' championship, all right? So let's get into the most important part of the show. The interview. I mean, Nick comes from us from NOLA. Obviously, you've seen him score tries against Rooney. Luckily, knock on wood, we had that. I would call it a win in 2021, and unfortunately Nick wasn't part of that team. He had gotten injured prior to the season, but we had that loss against NOLA, but the loss wasn't bad enough to knock us out of the playoffs. So I consider that a win. The year before, I believe it came down to us and NOLA again in 2019 to get to the playoffs, and we pulled off a win. And now Nick is on our team representing the Ironworkers, so that's awesome. And I think one of the biggest things is if you guys if you're newer fans, Nick's first game with NOLA, he scored a friggin' hat trick in the snow against Utah, which, yeah, exactly. I mean, like if you're gonna do it, you're gonna put a showstopper like that. That's how you do it. So, Nick, that's my first question. Your first match, you're playing against Utah, you have a hat trick, and you're away, right? So you're playing with the NOLA boys, but you're away in Zion Bank Stadium, which, gorgeous. I mean, just like if God made a pitch and put it in a place, it might be Zion Bank. What was your experience like scoring that hat trick, that first match?
Yeah, it was real good. It was one of my first games on the wing as well. I don't think I'd ever played there before, to be honest, before that game. but yeah, it was a great feeling. Fortunately for me, the tries were pretty easy to be scored. Just had to kind of catch them and fall over the line. So that was nice. But yeah, it was a great feeling, great experience, and really helped me connect with the boys as well. Coming in as a rookie out of college, and then just being able to prove that I belong to that level was really helpful for team bonding and all that stuff.
Nice. It's so you're listed as both or all three wing, fly half, and fullback. Which of the three do you prefer? Which is your favorite to play? What do you like playing?
Fullback is my preferred position. I spend most of my time at NOLA on the left wing, but fullback's definitely my preferred position out of the three.
And I mean,
what particular reason? Is there a particular reason why? Is it because you get the field vision, you get a little bit more independence? Why is that?
Yeah, like you said, like you just touched on the independence and kind of the ability to play a little bit more unstructured and pop up around in different parts of the pitch and not necessarily have a defined role within the confines of the team is a big draw card for that. So it just allows you freedom to inject yourself where you kind of see fit, which is kind of how I play when I'm on the wing. But at fullback, you just have that total freedom to roam around the pitch and hopefully make an impact when you do have the ball in your hands.
Absolutely. I liken it to people who don't understand rugby or know rugby as you're almost like a center fielder. You're kind of left on an island usually you're trying to figure out what kind of counterattack is going to be happening as the ball's coming to you. And 9 times out of 10, that support is a little bit of ways away and you got to make a decision. But one of the decisions you're probably always making is giving it a nice kickback. You have a big left boot. Tell us, now, not on the fullback side, but let's say, or even if you're playing fullback, but let's say you're going to try and slot a conversion kick. What goes through your mind? What do you think about? Or do you not think about anything and just let it rip?
No, I actually just try and relax and not really think about too much when it comes to kicking, and just putting the ball through the boot, keeping that foot nice and hard, and it's about it. Honestly, don't try and overcomplicate my brain with too many thoughts. Just kind of let rip, like you said.
Keep it simple. I like that.
And you also listed as playing both, sevens and tens. So sevens, tens, 15s. Which of the three is your favorite to play?
I do love my sevens a lot, for sure. I really enjoy playing it at the university level. Lots of space, really suits my game. But at the moment, with the MLR and how everything's going, 15s is definitely my favorite code to play. The opportunities we're afforded with Major League Rugby and the ability to, connect with guys from all over the world and travel and call yourself full-time job is a blessing. So with those perks, it definitely has to be 15s.
I was gonna say, I've played sevens. I hate sevens. It's way too much running. I love 15s.
Dude, you're a scrum half. How are you not in shape to run?
It's club, outlaw rugby scrum half. But like I love tens. That for me is my favorite because it's 15. It's a little bit slower. A little bit slower sevens. It's got that nice little mix. And it's like short and sweet. Get it done.
Listen, the Bermuda tens was fun. To watch. Unfortunately, Nick was on the Aviators, and me, I hate everything Ohio. So it was tough to root for that team, even though Dylan Fawson came back to be on that team as well. Just tough for me that I'm a Michigan guy that happened. But one of the things I did like was that like on the fly change like hockey they had. And I thought that was a cool idea and it was different. And you had Patty Ryan running out there just to bash it in from 5 meters in, and then all of a sudden, oh crap, we were trying to win one. Throw Ben Sema out there. Let's see if he can slot one from 60 something meters. That chaotic thing was a good break from too much space in sevens, not enough space in 15s, but just enough wiggle room to have all those players. It was very fun to watch. I hope we can get back there again with that tournament. It was, I'm sure a trip to Bermuda, Nick, was really nice, right?
Yeah, it was an interesting concept, and it was probably a pretty kind of ballsy endeavor by the guys that threw it in there during the peak of kind of COVID. But it was a fantastic trip. to Bermuda. Unfortunately, tore my ACL
Yeah.
during that trip, so regretting going on it a little bit. But the 3 weeks that I was there was amazing, and like you said, it was a nice little break from no sport during COVID. So yeah.
Hey, my father always said, you can't rethink all the things you've done if you got injured. He goes, you could walk across the street Manhattan and get hit by a bus today. So at that point, at some point, luck's going to come and get you. And it happened for you. And guess what? Now you had a great 2022 campaign. You're going to kick off a good 2023 campaign at the start. So now we're going to start with the really saucy questions. You were traded from NOLA for salary cap considerations. Obviously, there's a discussion that goes on, I'm sure, between you and New York prior to this happening. We know it's not like trades in kind of the big 5 sports, right? There is some conversation because, you don't have to go. So what really drew you to come to New York?
Yeah, so for me, just always seeing New York from 2019 up until now have always just been, an ambitious club on and off the field, always looking to play expansive kind of rugby and promote the game in the biggest city in the world as well. So that was awesome. And then I just connected with Rick Solizzo and Steve Lewis, and really just bought into their kind of vision and family atmosphere of the club off the field. And then, obviously on the field, the results kind of spoke for themselves last year. So that was all. That was also a massive draw card for me. Obviously, being down in New Orleans for the past 4 years, we missed the playoffs every single year. So just having that success on the field for New York as well was a huge draw card. And then just that vision from Steve and Rick really aligned with my goals and priorities for what I want to do with my rugby career.
Nice. You kind of hit on it, but how has the integration been? Like, how has it been being the new guy coming into the club?
Yeah, they've made it very easy for me. I've been down here since September. My wife's currently working as a nurse in Morristown, so we've been down here since September. About 10 of the guys stayed over the off season, and they made me feel very welcome. We're in there training in the gym every day, on the field as well, and then just going out and seeing the city and just bonding together as that small group, which really made it a lot easier for me to integrate into the full 30, however many man squad come the start of preseason, because I'd already had those 8 or 10 guys there with me for the past 3 months. So it's been A1. Everyone's been super welcoming, and I really couldn't ask for a better bunch of teammates so far. Just been a great experience in that aspect so far.
Good.
That's something.
We'd love to hear that.
Yeah, and that's something Rooney has been doing season upon season, and there's like I like to tell people it's not just Rooney who does it. Free Jacks have to do the same thing. Atlanta does the same thing. OGs, New Orleans, and I'm sure the West Coast teams and the Texas teams do the same thing, where they really are a family forward team. And if they all of these teams feel if you are succeeding off the field, they will get the best out of you on the field, and they try their best to help you with that. And one of the ways is availability to bring your partners and your kids and your families over, so that you have that good home life. It's tough, when you're alone by yourself. And we've seen it in other competitions where they talk about, some Pacific Islanders and the changes they go through as far as culture changes and culture shock. And I think here, because we're eclectic and we have guys, who are from Australia, even though you're USA eligible, we all know that you're going to be an Eagle soon. But guys from, it's funny when Zach Tuolafo and the Polynesian players came over, one of the first matches afterwards, he was talking to some guys, and they were, they're from Tonga, but they live in the city, and he got to know these guys, and they became really good friends. And I always say hi to Zach's friends when I'm there, and he met them in the city. And I'm sure, Zach's a wonderful guy, and he's one of those guys that he's played professionally everywhere, so he just kind of eases in. But I'm sure that type of role reaction you're going to get helps these guys stay. And we love to see it. So my next question, and this might be a tough one for you. Who has the best haircut right now? And I'm going Jack Hyten with the straight the straight no hair bald. He's looking great in the pictures, or Benja with the little mullet thing he's got.
I'm gonna go a wild card and throw Quinn Nowaty out there. He's got a pretty unbelievable mullet going at the moment. Got the taper fade on the sides, probably a 4 on top, and then just a long mullet about this long, just flowing at the back. So round 1, you'll be seeing that mullet flying everywhere, and I hope the fans enjoy it as much as the boys do.
Oh, I mean, listen, I've seen pictures, but I also know Quinn's one of those guys that like. Maybe right before the first game, he hits the barbershop and all of a sudden it's just a skin fade. So I don't know. There's odds on whether he's not going to keep it or not. Don't give us any answers, but I think we're going to put some odds and see if we can lay some bets down on it.
Yeah, there'll be hell to pay in the locker room if that thing comes off.
It looks pretty fresh. And like I love a good mullet. I'm not allowed to get a mullet, but I love a good mullet, and Quinn's got a good mullet right now.
Yeah, it's an absolute cracker.
I was gonna ask. So, what's your comfort food? You know, you've traveled the world basically. What when you're having a bad day, you didn't score 3 tries, you only scored 1 try, and now you're feeling down in the dumps. What is your comfort food to get you through?
I have a couple, but one of the main ones here in New York is I'm a sucker for a good halal cut. So
yeah.
that's been a pleasant surprise for me. My Uber Eats has been pretty much all halal car orders, and they have one here down at the Beacon where we live sometimes too. So I love a good halal, a little bit healthy if you want to eat some of that salad as well, so you don't feel too guilty afterwards.
Yeah, that salad dumped with red sauce and white sauce, completely healthy though, completely healthy.
Yeah. White sauce, hot sauce, we gotta do it.
Yeah, cover it. But the little bit of salad offsets the rest of it, mate. So it's a balance, healthy balance.
It only becomes an issue once they know your order and they don't know your name. You walk in like, oh, we got your order for you right away. So until you get to that point, you're fine.
Oh, beauty. I'll be there soon.
Oh, that's great. So I got a buddy. You might know him. Named Rob Hammerschmidt. His son Preston goes to LU. Going to be an alumni. Join you as alumni status soon this year. So my question is, you're back in LU. You're going to get food. Is High Point Drive-In the best place to go for a burger?
Mate, I'm going to tell you, I don't know what High Point Drive-In is, bro.
Oh, bro. Bro, we got to go back. I was recently in St. Louis and my buddy took me to this place called the High Point Drive-In. He said it's been there for a while.
Oh, sorry, I do know. It's connected to the cinema.
Yes.
Yeah. I have had a burger from there once, about 4 years ago. Yeah.
I know it's trust me. If you ask me about my collegiate food, I'd trust. I graduated really far away.
Speak of the devil, yeah.
Look, his ears must be ringing. His ears must be ringing.
Ears must be ringing.
Oh man, that's great. But yeah, no, that's great area, St. Louis over there. I drove past the university. Unfortunately, Preston wasn't there that day. The like 2 days I was there, he was visiting home. But it's a nice little area. Go hit up St. Louis if you can. And there's always inklings, there's always rumblings of a franchise popping up in St. Louis. So if a franchise pops up there, that's a great away trip.
Yeah, good away trip there.
So what has been your favorite rugby memory so far? Between playing rugby in Australia for Lindenwood, for NOLA, what has been the pinnacle, your favorite?
I think for me, my favorite memory was winning the CRCs with Lindenwood in 2018. It was the last time I knew obviously it was the last time that I'll be wearing the jersey with my teammates, and we'd worked collectively over the past 3-4 years and come so close to winning the previous year. So just winning that for me was definitely my favorite rugby memory. Super rewarding, and just to see the guys left and right of you that have been putting in the work with you be able to hoist that trophy as well was awesome. So yeah, that's my number one for sure.
Awesome. Yeah, I have won no titles in rugby ever. So no, I like to bust my balls, my own balls about like the low level rugby I played, but it's always fun. So I got another one. This is going to be a tough one. All right, you have to pick an away roommate on an away trip. Your choices are Sam Davies or Nick Mayhew. Which prop are you going with?
I wish I knew which one of them does or doesn't snore.
They're props. They both snore. That's a friggin' fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
I reckon Davies snores maybe a little bit less, so I'll have to pick him.
He's a little younger. Nick's a little more seasoned.
He doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't have that seasoned snoring experience old Davies yet.
I love it. That's going to be a clip.
Yep. Now I got a real tough one for you. It's a two-parter.
This is Mike's infamous two-part question.
This is my infamous two-part question. What type of cleats do you wear? Is it like flashy cleats or plain cleats?
Send me in the middle, I guess. Like I've got black, I've got white ones, I got these like kind of peachy ones. So I got about 4 pairs of them. So I usually a white colored one. So I guess that's flashy, but nothing too crazy. Usually plain white.
And then how do you wear your socks? Socks up or socks down?
Socks down all the way.
That's a young man's game.
Socks down. I don't know why I wear them down because these legs are nothing to be showed off, but they still stay down.
I'm telling, because when we ask all the old guys like me, it was always socks up, and just I don't know. It's the times have changed. So this is a good question we'd like to ask guys. So you have your money, it's yours. Wifey was like, "Here's some money. Go buy a kit. Can't be a Rooney one in 2023." What kit would you buy yourself that you think you would wear of another team?
Has to be rugby or other sports?
Rugby. Has to be MLR.
Oh, has to be MLR. I would buy, I don't know. DC's New Jersey looks okay. I don't know if I could wear it, but I could look at it after I bought it.
I like it. It has the stars on the chest. It looks good. It looks like almost Marvel-y Captain America type. I like it. That's a solid pick.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd put it on, but I'll certainly have a look at it.
What? So you're alluding to there might be another kit that you're interested in. In general, what kit would that be?
I love a good NBA jersey. I've probably got 15 of them. So yeah, I don't mind my NBA jersey collection. Looking to add a couple New York ones to the mix here soon.
I guess that's the question. You got Knicks or Nets?
I'm gonna go with the Knicks. I think. I haven't been to a Knicks game because they're.
You don't want to go. It's okay.
Yeah, it cost me
watch
about
it on
half
TV.
my contract to go to a game, but I've been to a Nets game. Good team. Good players, but just that Knicks tradition draws me to them. But the Nets, I don't mind watching too. They're an exciting team with KD and Kyrie there.
Absolutely, but there's something about if you can save up your pennies to go to a game at the Garden, being at the Garden for the Rangers, the Knicks, and a concert, anything. It is special to go. So hopefully you can get to do that soon.
Yeah, I'd love to. We'll have to tick it off the bucket list this year.
Definitely.
Yeah, maybe Rangers game. Don't go to the Knicks game.
Rangers game is amazing. Forget it.
Yeah, the atmosphere is so much better. I've being a Knicks and Rangers fan. That was my best. Being a Knicks fan, I'll tell you right now, it's torturous.
Yeah,
just seeing everything so close and yet so far away. So another question. You're playing a game of backyard rugby. And you've got everyone that you've ever played rugby with to choose from. Who would you pick first to be on your team?
I had to have played with them, or
yes,
with them. Oh, this is tough. Now I'll give number 1 pick to my boy Robbie Coleman, my 10 from Nola the last few years. Me and him had a good little me and him had a good little connection going last year, so. Hopefully put me away for some tries.
That's a solid pick there. That's a solid pick. I love it. So your time in New York here, obviously, you've been here several months now, so it's been a little easier transition for you, things like that. Name one touristy thing you haven't done yet that you want to do.
probably go to a game at the Garden. Honestly, I don't know if that counts as touristy, but we've knocked off
definitely.
knocked off a lot of them. Just seeing the sights the city has.
Mhm.
Me and my wife try and get out every week or two for like a date night at the new restaurant as well, which is always nice. But yeah, probably seeing a game at the Garden would be up there with one of the top things I want to do. I don't know about the wife, but I definitely want to do it.
Listen, there's 17 guys on Rooney that'll go with you to a Knicks game. That's for sure.
Yeah.
They're all big
true.
basketball heads. Trust me. Just pick up one of the guys and say, "Let's go," and they'll go with you. One of the touristy things you should do: restaurant, Keen's Chop House over. I think it's on 36th West 36th Street. Been there so long. For those of you that don't know, it started out as a men's club. They would smoke pipes, and they have all the clay pipes still on the rafters. And they have a room called the Roosevelt Room that Teddy Roosevelt, every time he came to eat there when he was governor, would eat in that room. And it was crazy. It only opened up to females in like the 1920s. Really interesting place to go. Definitely, a little pricey, but that's kind of the fun part. And I'm telling you, it's one of those New York things you got to try. So next date night or, a couple date nights from now, when you really want to throw some money out there, go to Keen's Chop House. It's a great place.
It's a list for sure. Appreciate that.
So now that you've been here since September, are you feeling like you're more of like a tri-stater, New York, New Jersey person? Are you getting like the NOLA kind of out of you?
Oh yeah, I love it here, man. Like that was one of the reasons that I also wanted to come here was the city itself. I've been here so many times on vacation as well as playing here, and it's kind of like the first place I came in America, and what really made coming to New York made me kind of want to study in America. Just seeing, obviously I didn't end up in New York to study. I ended up in the middle of Missouri, but that first experience in New York made me want to come to the USA to study. So for sure, I'm loving it. What's not to love about the place? It's got kind of everything, no matter what your vibe or what you like to do is. It's got everything that you could possibly want. So yeah, it's been an awesome first few months here, and just really looking forward to the season and just knocking more things off the bucket list as well.
You guys are going to have you guys are lucky enough on Friday to be playing in a preseason match against OGs in an indoor arena, because it's going to be single digits up here. So you guys don't have to be practicing in the single digits. You got a little lucky. Fans, check out the link for the Eventbrite. It's $20 a ticket down to St. James in Virginia. Doors open at 6. They'll have food. They'll have drinks. It's a great, easy drive down there. Go check out the boys play OGs. They just had a preseason match out in Michigan against Toronto, which I believe they won. I heard big second half comeback, which is great to hear. The guys are gelling. But go down, watch the boys against OGs this Friday. We're going to come up with the last question here. Listen, we know what the goal is for the team, right? Go 1-0 every week. Undefeated in the playoffs, win the Shield again. But name one goal that you, Nick Feeks, has for the season for yourself.
So I believe we'll be the best team in the league again. And so my goal is to play consistently for the team. And with that, that will help me achieve my goals of wanting to play at the international level. So that's just my goal. Nothing fancy, just play consistently throughout the season, do my job, and create the best version of myself to help the team win.
Absolutely. And to the future USA Eagles coach, whoever may that be, looking at you, Scott Lawrence, whoever may that be, you better be calling Nick Feeks for the next international window. I'll tell you that. USA Rugby is missing out on a very exciting young player that has the skills and has shown throughout the MLR season since 2019 that he can play at the professional level, and he can play with the Eagles and really make an impact and a difference. Nick, thank you so much for coming on the show. We really appreciate taking your time on your day off to speak with us and bullshit with us and have a little laugh. Thank you very much. I'm Scott, the Big Guy Ferrara. That's Mike the Grand Poobah Parazzini. For Nick, the rest of the union members who are watching the show, thank you very much. Good luck in the season, Nick. And we'll see you guys all next week.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks so much for having me, you two. And to everyone that tuned in, thank you. And thanks to the whole supporters group for all your support. Team couldn't do it without you. So keep up the good work. I know you guys sacrifice a lot to support us. So thank you very much, and cheers for having me on the show, guys.
Thanks, appreciate it.